massaging your back if I didn't want anything. The question is, do you have what? Do you have what I need? You know when you gave your observation yesterday, I was just thinking things like felt like valid observation, right? But I think that sometimes you're not in life to go the distance. People can come into your life and they can make reasonable impact in your life that other people that you've met or that have been in your life might not have. And I feel like that could be me and Bright. I don't look at us and say, oh, fairy tale, what will you stay 1 year, 2 years? I don't think of it like that. I just feel like it's the impact that matters.
Well. So it appears that after the explosive session Faith had with the house, where he said, if you check one of my videos where he mentioned that Mide is delusional and Dede is selfish, obviously, I mean, we're all human beings. The whole gist hit home. And in the following events showed that the discussion really unsettled both Mide and unsettled Dede, because I mean there were loads of reactions, loads of backlash, people withdrawing from each other, people walking away from each other. So it was a whole lot, very emotional. And like I always say, when things like this happen, when volcanoes like this erupt, there must always be counter reactions. Now, if you've been following the BBN trend, it's not news that Mide doesn't really like Faith. I personally feel she doesn't vibe with him, and it's fine. It's good. It's okay, really. You can't like everyone, and everyone can't like you. That's the reality of life. So we're not expecting that in the house everybody must be chummy or everybody must be friends. But in Mide's case, she didn't hide it. She made it clear. It was obvious that she doesn't like Faith. And I will give you one example. For instance, the day Faith was trying to speak his mind about Imisi, that he was telling the entire house how Imisi had been treating him, how Imisi asked him for a kiss and he refused, how Imisi turned against him. You would see the clips that Mide was just having, and which she's fond of. It's a habit and a very bad one. She keeps lifting her nose in a very funny manner, especially when people are talking. I would also say that Bright enabled this kind of behavior, because apart from Bright being her shipmate, they were more or less like gossip partners. They were talking about everybody and anybody in the house. So Bright was not just her best friend, but he was her gossip partner as well. And I know that if she made it, she didn't hide it. Not like she was aggressive, but she has also been linked to some instigating against Faith, especially if you remember one of my videos, the drama that happened between Faith and Imisi, the kerosene drama that really erupted, and they were screaming at each other, dragging kerosene gallons up and down. Mide was one of the people behind it. Now, in this case, Bright is no longer in the house. Reality is setting in. We all know Bright has a girlfriend outside the house, and she's now left on her own. With Sultana winning head of house, you've seen all the drama of the fight and the way human beings, I won't even just talk about the BBN mates, easily switch allegiance and alliances and betray each other. This is human nature, not just peculiar to the housemates. Now, so I was surprised to see Mide on her own go up to Faith and strike up a conversation, and I feel it's a welcome development, because really you can't be carrying beef on your head over these issues. Everybody's there for the money. So they had a very interesting conversation, and it was really emotional, because she was telling Faith how her childhood, she was revealing secrets about her childhood, how she kind of lost her identity when she was younger, especially in secondary school. And the part that really touched me, which I have also seen happen due to peer pressure is when people live, in quote, fake lives that are really not theirs, pretending to be what they are not. And Mide, was very vulnerable about it, and she was telling Faith about how she was pretending to be something she was not in secondary school, and when people found out, she was termed a liar, and for so many years, anything she says, people never believe her. So I really felt for her. And Faith is a very fantastic guy. Big ups to him, kudos to him. He's very mature. There was no beef. He didn't, shove her off or refuse to. He listened to her. And if you notice, the entire house gravitates towards Faith. I mean, take it or leave it, whether they like him or not, they gravitate towards Faith. He has good leadership skills and he's a great listener. And I'm not saying this because I like Faith or anything. I'm trying to reduce my likes of any particular person because this particular season has been come with so many surprises. So many surprises. The people I least expected to still be in the house are still in the house. And some people I expected to be in the house have been sent out. So really, it's like, may the best person win. So after the discussion, there was so much. It was a very tender reveal. And obviously, Bright is no longer at the house, so she needs to have a friend. And I think Faith would be like a sounding board to every entire member of the house. So that was a really good one. That was a very good one, a good development. And if Mide is wise, she could learn a thing or two from Faith and rearrange her life, because basically she was trying to say she knows it's not a fairy tale relationship between herself and Bright. She knows he has a girlfriend outside, but then again, I'm wondering, so why all the outbursts in the past? Why all the talk like BBN members could get married and all that? I mean, the reality is he's gone back to his life, so moving on. Dede and Kola again. Me, I love Dede. I can't hide it. I love her. I don't really want to take sides with anyone, but I love her bluntness. I love her being herself and all that. But you see this massage she's massaging Kola, I am not understanding, because things have been erupting for the past few days. I mean, it was on national TV. Kola was saying rubbish as far as, I didn't like what he said. He said, it is what it is. What does it is what it is? Why don't you just come out straight and say you like her, instead of saying, oh, she's obviously a beautiful woman, and I'm attracted to her, and talking like he doesn't have any option but to. Really, that's really wrong. But anyways, facing the issue here, so Dede is massaging him. Why she's massaging him, I don't know why, because I feel like things like that, yes, they're having fun. She's human, I understand that, but there's some things you do because human nature, people tend to easily take people for granted, especially when boundaries are crossed. And standing on his back and massaging him, I mean, Kola is practically afraid and in awe of Dede. So there's some things that I expect she should know, that if she should do it, she's just breaking the barriers, and at the end of the day, disrespect is going to come in, and which is what happened. So she massages him, and I guess they had a conversation at some point. Maybe the conversation, because the cameras didn't really show exactly what they were doing, and I could only just see a part where she was telling him no, she wasn't going to give him a cuddle. But anyway, long story short, they get into another fight. I mean, these are people that Faith practically called out on national TV and in front of the entire house, telling them that this relationship was not going to go anywhere. We saw Kola walk out. We saw Kola avoid Dede, and we also saw Dede trying to put in some space between them. I don't know where the switch happened. I think it was Sultana's win that changed the entire vibe of the house. And then Dede comes to life again and starts moving close to Kola like nothing happened. I get that you need to have allies. I get that you need to have friends. But I think that she should have just set a boundary between herself and Kola. But anyways, the one point I want to make here is, after the massage and the little fight they had, Kola walks out on her again. Second time in less than 48 hours, he walks out on her. And you know how human beings are. He probably realized that what he did wasn't right, and then he comes to meet her in the room, climbs on her back, and starts to apologize. Typical of Kola. He'll do something and then come back and say sorry. Why do it in the first place? Anyway, and she's telling him off. you can see in the video I put earlier that he disrespected her. So I don't know. I'd love to hear your comments. Please tell me what you think. Is Dede allowing Kola just move like the way he shouldn't? Is she letting her boundaries down? Yes, she's human, but tell me what you think. Also tell me what you think about Mide and Faith's discussion, how you think maybe all these new behaviors will pan out for each of the house members at the end of the day. And if you have not liked or subscribed, please don't forget to do so and share with other BBNaija fans and family members. And I'll see you in the next one, and I'll be waiting for your comments. See you in the next video.